Welcome to Roots and Branches of Lehi, the podcast where we get to know the faces, stories, and lives that make up our community. I'm Ryan Harding, and I started this podcast as a way for us all to connect with the people we live alongside. Growing up in a small town, I learned that connections go beyond blood. They're built through shared experiences, friendships, and the moments we celebrate together. Each week, we'll sit down with someone new from Lehi to share their unique story, their passions, and what they love most about living here. So whether you've been here for years or just arrived, join us as we deepen our roots and reach out to our branches one story at a time. Welcome, Dave and Rhonda Nerdin, to the Roots and Branches of Lehi podcast.
Thank you.
We get to know you guys a little bit better and have a little bit of a conversation here. So thank you. Yes, thanks for coming on.
We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, this will be fun. So talk to me about, are both of you from Lehi? Talk to me about where you both grew up and stuff like that.
Go ahead.
Well, little introductions here.
I grew up in Lehi.
Okay.
Just been here all my life and love it here and made Dave come over to Lehi.
Perfect. It was such a good place. And, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm from American Fork. I grew up right below the Fox Hollow Golf Course.
Okay.
And played sports in American Fork, and I've loved it, but I love it here now. I've been here longer than I ever was in American Fork.
Sure, yeah. That's funny. She brought you to Lehi, but I was thinking maybe out of state or something. No, that's like next door.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you weren't really that far away.
When we first got married,
Yeah.
we moved to Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
And we thought, okay, that's ground. Because Lehi and American Fork had a history
Sure.
of, like with sports and things,
Yeah.
not liking one
Of course.
another.
Yeah, a little rivalry.
Yeah, rivalry. That's
yeah.
the good word.
Yeah.
So anyway, we moved to Pleasant Grove, and then I finally got him over here to Lehi. And,
Actually, her brother found us a house here, and and we moved in, and
So you've been, raised your family here? Yeah, long time.
yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me what do you do for work?
I've been in software a long time ago, and I worked for an airline reservation software company.
Okay.
But now I do finances.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm
Okay.
a registered rep
Yeah.
in finance.
Okay, awesome. And I assume took care of the children and stuff like that, but also did some of the other things we're going to talk about here too.
I actually worked at Bank of American Fork.
Bank of American Fork.
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
out to bank now.
Okay.
But Bank of American Fork
Yeah.
for 40 years. Is it 40?
It was over 40.
Over
well,
40.
officially, but I think it was 45.
Loved it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was the people
Yes.
that I came in contact with. That's the biggest thing I've missed is my customers and being able to help them.
So when did that end then?
2 years ago,
Okay, so
just barely.
okay. Were you at this branch here?
Uh-huh.
You were.
Yep, I was in
Okay.
American Fork
Yeah.
at first,
Yeah.
and then moved to Lehi when it opened.
And what did you do at Bank of American Fork?
I opened new accounts.
Okay.
I worked in loans when I very first started working there, and then worked as a teller for
Okay.
a little bit, and then new
Yeah.
accounts and just customer service.
Yeah.
Loved
That's
it.
great.
That's where we met. So
Okay.
Yes.
I came home from my mission from Venezuela, and then I worked part-time at the bank. I
Yeah.
actually got hired at the bank before I got released from my mission.
Oh, really?
By a day. And we met there and dated, and then stopped dating and dated again. And
Yeah.
I had to fend off a lot of her boyfriends. And,
Oh,
yeah.
That's when you know you got a good one, when there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So can I tell you a quick story about
I
that?
would love that. Yes, go ahead.
My brother, Mike, always called me a nerd, and I always called him a turkey. And so when he started working at the bank, I called him and I said, "You'll never believe this." I said, "There's a guy named Dave that just started working here," and he goes, "You're going to get married and have a bunch of little nerds running around."
And
Yeah.
and that is what happened. Right?
We actually went to Salt Lake one time, and because all her friends called her a nerd.
Yeah.
Sure.
And one of her friends said, "Get out your driver's license. I don't believe that
Yep.
your name's Nerdin." And it was, and I think it was Garth, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That's awesome. With a name like that, you have to have a little bit of fun with it, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
Gotta just roll with it, right?
As we're talking about roots,
Yeah.
Nerdin is a name.
Oh, okay.
There's actually 32 alternate spellings to my last name
Yeah.
through our genealogy.
Okay.
But for some reason, a couple of the kids, two of the 9 kids, changed it to Nerdin in Utah. And if you go up to the family search and you type in Nerdin, it'll just show Utah. It doesn't show any other countries.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
So but where is your heritage from then? Before
England and Norway.
England and Norway. Okay. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
All of our kids played sports,
Yeah.
and we found that, and I just don't think that they wanted to say nerd.
Sure. Sure.
By, like with basketball,
Yeah.
by halftime, by the third quarter, they would start saying Nerdin,
Yeah.
but they would call it, what are some of the names they would say?
Nerdin,
Bean, and they
yeah.
wouldn't get it. And I honestly think a lot of it was because they didn't want to say nerd.
Sure. They're like, it can't be that. Yeah.
It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I love that.
Yeah.
You got to have a good sense of humor. there.
Yes, you do.
That's perfect. Okay, talk to me about, obviously, you've raised your family here and stuff like that, and part of that is probably trying to be involved in the community where your kids are being raised, right? Talk to me about some of the things that you guys have done there. Let's start with the Lehi Roundup and stuff like that. So you guys have been a part of that for years?
44 years.
I think so. Because
Okay.
he was involved a little bit before I got involved.
Okay.
But my dad, and Michael may have said this before, but my dad was on the rodeo committee when we were growing up.
Yeah.
In my life, there was Christmas and there was the rodeo. Just loved it.
Loved it.
Yep.
And I
So-
married into the family, so I was automatically, yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah. But with the rodeo, I was on several different committees, like the ushering committee and the parking. And
Yeah.
in 2007, they put me on the concessions committee.
Okay.
And were you involved a lot at that first?
Not at first.
Yeah.
Not at first. They just had
And
you.
Mont and Vicki Peterson were over that, and Mac and Susan Faddis were on
Okay.
the committee with us, and it was really cool to do that. And then 2 years later, they said, "Here you go." And Vicki Peterson handed me a loose leaf and said, "Here's what you do.
You're in
Good
charge."
luck." And it's
And that's when they had both of us.
yeah, and both of us got involved. Rhonda took care of the financial side, and I took care of the logistics. And
Yeah.
but I could go into maybe 20 minutes of what we've done down there.
Yeah, give me the 3-minute version. Yeah.
We started out with wards volunteering,
Okay.
and then we'd get 4 wards, and they'd have their own areas. So they would just set up their own areas. They'd bring all their own equipment down. A few years later, we thought maybe that's not the best way. We had a ward that they just didn't want to bring their own stuff, so we went and bought all the equipment, and then
Sure.
we decided after that to just buy equipment for everybody.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then in the next few years we put ceilings in the rodeo concession rooms
Yeah.
because about the third day on a hot day, the old grease from the last 40 years would start dripping down, and we said, "Oh, we don't want
For many reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want
So-
it dripping on my head. I don't want it dripping on the
Yeah.
burger. Yeah.
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 So we put ceilings in, new lights. We put big oven fans on
Yep,
to
the venting fans.
The venting, and we put in plumbing. Now we've got gas lines in there, and we have walk-in coolers, and we have a lot of equipment like hamburger warmers and stuff. So
Yeah.
we've taken the money that we've gotten in excess and reinvested it into the rodeo.
Yeah.
The concessions runs separately, but together with the rodeo. So our
Yeah.
funding is directly through the rodeo.
Okay.
But the main purpose of the concessions is to offset the cost for the wards to build the mini floats.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yes.
So a lot of the money then goes to, hey, here's 500 to
Yes.
this ward or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and the extra day has been a lot more work, but it's
Yeah.
also you set up and you get through the days.
Yeah.
We'll go through, the last 2 years we've gone through over 4,000 pounds of hamburger.
Wow.
So that's been a cool thing. It's helped people in Lehi. We try to source locally, but
Yeah.
there's some things we don't. Luckily, one of our committee members is a building manager at Smith's.
Sure.
So he knows if we're getting a good deal or not.
Yeah.
But I was looking at our price lists, and really from 2009, when I took it over till now, our prices, we've been able to do things to make it so we don't have to raise prices.
Yeah.
Really, the only price we've raised, I think, is $2 on the hamburgers.
I was going to say we have raised prices, but out of the
Sure. You're probably not even keeping up with inflation, would be my
Right.
guess.
Yeah. And we've cut down the line times to under 10 minutes for anybody getting in a line, no matter how long it is.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Our thought is you came to watch the rodeo, not to stand in line.
Correct. Yes.
The bathroom lines are longer than our lines.
Yes.
So.
they would stand in line though for a hamburger.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. What have you done to cut those lines down? Just more staffing or just better?
We've just figured out how to do it faster. We have little mini menus that we hand out while they're in line.
Okay, to kind of prep them for.
Yeah, prep them, and then they just come. And we've started using credit cards. We brought credit cards in, 3 years ago?
Yeah, not
now?
very long ago.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now,
It was
okay.
all cash before.
Okay.
And
So that's nice
iPads.
people are using cash, right? Yeah.
And iPads have been
Big help on that.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
but we get them through, and my committee is unbelievable, and they love doing the service.
Yeah.
One figure I was thinking of this morning was during this last rodeo, with the volunteers from the wards and everything, there was just during the rodeo time, was about 3,000 hours of service.
Wow. Wow.
And I don't know where else you'd find something like
I
that.
don't either.
Yeah, because again, as I've learned, the rodeo is largely pretty much volunteer.
It's
Right?
all
I mean,
volunteer.
I was going to say, I don't
It's
think
all
there's anybody
volunteer.
paid. I don't want to
No.
speak out to
No.
one person, but
There's not.
But yeah, okay, so it's all volunteer. That's
Yeah.
quite the. Why do we keep doing that then? Why is that still something that? So you guys have been around for a long time and stuff like that. Is this gonna die with you guys? Is it the next generation involved? Why do you think we keep doing this? I guess. And I have a couple questions there, but yeah.
Go ahead now.
Go ahead in, okay. I think there is a service to community.
Yeah.
When people understand that we're still trying to keep this, even though it's a large city, keep it as small and care about the one. And it's just, there's such a camaraderie when they start doing hamburgers together.
Yeah.
And now we've knocked out, in the north concession stand, we had a wall between the two sides. We've knocked that down. We combined the south side, so two wards and other volunteers are working together in a group, and so they get their friends expand just by being together.
Sure, rubbing shoulders with each other, right?
Yeah. And I just think our community needs more of that. I think I'm seeing there's some wards that we have issues with getting enough people to come. I think the parade's worth it. It was sanctioned. The parade was actually sanctioned by the first presidency to continue.
Wow.
For us to be able to pay them.
Yeah, to pay them and
yes.
them to do that.
We had to get permission
Yeah.
for that. That was a long time ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some just new people to the town don't understand that. But once they work in the rodeo, they grant concessions and that, they get that sense of community that, yeah, we need to give something back.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the big reasons.
And are you seeing, or anything to add, I guess, to
I was just going to say, I think it's a community thing. It has gone on forever, and those people that have lived in Lehi forever and forever have seen the great things that have happened and come about because of the rodeo.
Yeah.
And they're willing to help. And I agree with Dave, because sometimes the word's gone, oh, wow, that's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a lot of work. But when they come in and they work it and they get talking with their friends and their neighbors and all of that, it's just the neatest thing in the world to watch them.
Yeah. And are you seeing, as far as the people in charge and stuff like that, are there younger people starting to get involved in this? Or how are we at passing the baton, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Go ahead, Ron.
So our committee, we've got quite a few members on our committee, and their kids have started coming to help, to volunteer and help out, and their friends have come. But also with the wards, there are some younger kids that come to help. It's just a neat way to give to the community.
So no end in sight then, it sounds like.
I don't think so.
We don't have to worry
No.
about this disintegrating
No,
or something
I don't
like that.
think so.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Can I go a little bit historical here?
Totally. Yeah, go ahead.
When we first moved to Lehi, they would assign a ward to the south side and a ward to the north side. I think it was just one ward each. And that's how they would do, the money they earned from that after they paid the floats went into their budget when they had the old budget program. So all of them are really eager to do it because they would make their budget for a year or two from that one event.
Sure.
And I remember sleeping in the south concession stand one night so nobody would come in and steal all the candy bars. They also said, eat all you want. So I got the best of both worlds.
That would be a good job. You can't, nobody else steal, but I'm going to eat, I'll just get some good, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it was part of their ward budget and stuff like that, and okay.
Then they went to the consolidated budgeting.
Yeah.
That's when the first presidency gave permission for us, the wards, to still do floats and us to pay them for those floats.
Okay.
Like the days of 47 when they do the big floats.
Yeah. So you guys have been a part of rodeo for a while. Anything that you think we can do better, and anything that you would like to see as part of the rodeo? Or is it, hey, business as usual, just keep it going kind of thing? Any thoughts there?
More of a stick to what you're doing if it's working.
Sure.
Don't change it if it's working. And like Dave said, we've done a lot of changes that have improved, like the concession stands, that have improved the way that they order and things like that. So we do look for things that we can improve on every year even.
Yeah.
But the bulk of it is wonderful.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I said that
Yeah,
the right
no,
way,
that's
but
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. I know when we had, so Mike's your brother, you said, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was talking to me about the drones that were coming. And so
Yes.
I think
Oh,
that was
so neat.
which was super neat. I loved seeing that. and
Yeah,
stuff,
that
so.
doesn't have anything to do with us.
Sure,
It's just
sure,
with the
of
Rodeo
course,
committee,
yes.
but it's wonderful. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah, they're looking at, yeah, but great, that's great. Anything else to add on that? Or
No, I think as we see things, we add the things. It's now a lot of tweaking, like running gas lines in from the main gas to hook to our stoves. I think that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Having on-demand hot water in there to get the grease off the floor for the next day. That's important too. So
I've been a part of those concessions sometimes, and the cleaning is the hard part of that.
It is.
There's a lot of, anyhow. Before we leave the rodeo, any favorite stories or any kind of, you've been doing this for a long time, so anything stand out to you as far as, hey, remember this experience, or does it just all blend in and just a time to be together and, like you said, rub shoulders with other people? But
I think the thing for me, when we get going on with the concessions, it's work and it's fun and we get to rub shoulders and we have fun, but at the same time we're doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I think one of the cool things for me is we meet as a committee twice a year.
Yeah.
We have a meeting to kick off the season, and we ask the committee members, what do you think we need to change? And we look at what we're having on the menu, see if we want to add anything or subtract anything. And then we have a summer party after to celebrate what we do. And I think that's the fun part for me is I'm not so busy that I can just sit and talk with all our committee members.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like what you brought up about talking to the committee about any changes that may take place.
Yeah.
I think that helps them feel more a part of the committee. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
I love that.
Can I bring up an experience?
I would love
It's
that.
not concessions.
That's okay.
But it's when I was on the committee before I did concessions.
Yeah.
There's the south bleachers, the rodeo grounds. They're big. They're a little bit taller than the rest. They got engineered to be 2 inches taller between each seat, so it was 3 feet higher.
Yeah.
But instead of having a company come in, they had a company come and do the structural, but the seating they had us do as a committee. And I wish we'd do a little bit more like that, but it was real windy from the north. And I remember we would pick up the seats and the wind would take us up to where we need to be and we'd drop them down. So the only thing we had to do was lift and let the wind take us there.
Love it.
But that was a fun thing. I had to bring up one more now I'm thinking about it. I was working one day, and Rhonda's dad, Mike Sr., was the president, or I think he was the president
of the Civic Improvement Association.
Okay.
and I was doing stuff, and all of a sudden I realized I'm by myself. I'm going like, where is everybody? So I go wandering around, and I walk up over the ground to the south side, and there's this big huddle of men. And I was going like, what are they doing? I go over there, and Rhonda's dad was telling jokes to them, and they were just a hooting. I just remember he just looked at me and smiled, and he was people just loved him. He had that attraction. He wasn't goody two-shoes, and anybody could approach him, and just was loved by everybody.
Yeah, love that. I think what you're describing, in my opinion, is the formula for people to enjoy being together, and it's just time together, right?
Yeah.
And so what I think this rodeo does is gives the community more time to be together, which obviously helps us like each other more and stuff like that. In a day of polarization, it seems, and we just had elections and it seemed a little more heated this time and stuff like that, where I think probably the benefit of service is, hey, we're all in the same community. Let's get along. We love each other. You know what I mean? As opposed to some of the fighting that can sometimes take place when I think differently than you think, and so we want to fight there. But I can see the benefit of the rodeo in bringing a community together.
And it does.
Not just the actual event itself, but the service that goes beyond the scenes, I think. So,
Right.
Service heals people.
Yeah.
And you don't think that. We think, oh, there's a service project. Oh, I guess I better go. And then you go and you come back and you're always uplifted.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's how the rodeo is.
Yeah.
We work hard. It takes time. We pulled in a truck with all the drinks, a Coke truck.
Yeah.
And we were putting them in the coolers. And all the kids, our committee members and all their kids made a bucket line to take those drinks in.
Yeah.
We've got kids about this tall, and they're doing their share.
I actually was going to bring that up because it was so neat.
Oh, sure.
It was wonderful.
Just a big, I love
just
that.
a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they love coming.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we look at the monetary side. We can be happy unless we get paid for doing something. And
Sure.
really, money's important, but service and being together is a bigger thing.
Yeah, I guess you can make the choice. Do you want to get paid in money, or do you want to get paid in all these
Right.
benefits that you get, the joy, the camaraderie, the friendships?
That's right.
You'll get paid one way or another.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I
And
like
so
that. That's
it
good.
just depends on how.
Yeah.
Love that. Anything else from the rodeo that you want to talk about?
Oh.
Anything else that?
Hamburgers.
Yeah, go
Have
ahead.
you had a rodeo hamburger?
I have had a rodeo hamburger.
They are
yes.
wonderful.
They are. I agree. I
But
agree.
it brought to mind, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and they didn't get tickets last year, but she was talking about a rodeo hamburger.
Yeah.
And I says, oh, you can go down to the rodeo stands and get one. Just tell them that you want a hamburger, and they'll let you in to get
Oh,
the
sure.
hamburger.
Sure.
But there's a whole bunch of people that come from Salt Lake to get the hamburgers.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
So,
I was walking around to the other side,
Yeah.
concessions, and this truck stops. He goes, are you on the committee? And I says, yeah. Here's some money. Go us and get us 8 hamburgers. We came down from South Jordan. We just want some hamburgers. So I went and got it for him and gave it to him, and
Yeah.
off they went.
Fun.
Yeah. And
That's awesome. That's awesome.
we have our secret sauce that's not real secret, but secret.
Yeah.
The way we mix it, and we probably went through 60, 70 gallons of it last year.
Wow.
Yeah, just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a lot of sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a lot of sauce. I think I remember that when I think it's been it's probably 2 or 3 years ago the last time I worked the concessions, and it was. But I remember them
Well,
making
we
a big
can
deal
take care
of
of that.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. I'm sorry, never mind. Did I say something? I might be bad.
Might have to cut that one
Yeah,
out.
edit that. So we're gonna. Darn it! I forgot who I was with.
We have a lot of people that don't belong to the wards that we are signed.
back.
But they come back and they will tell me, if you need some help, just call us.
Yeah.
So if people in the community want to,
They wanna be able to-
yeah, they can.
And is there anything that they can do? So obviously, the day of, there's lots of things to do, but I'm assuming there's a lot of prep beforehand. Is there any way, any opportunities for people to help beforehand, or is that more, hey, if you're on the committee, that's where you're doing those things, or
A lot of wards do cleaning and stuff like that, and we're always, if they have young men's groups or something like that want to come and do service down there, we'll find things for them to do. But mostly, that's why we have a bigger committee.
Sure.
It takes really 2 years to train a committee member
Yeah.
to feel comfortable doing this stuff.
Sure. Okay.
We only get 3 or 4 days a week.
I know it's relatively
year.
short, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of prep for that, just a few days. And so if somebody is in a young men's group or scout group or some kind of group that wants to do that service, how would they reach out to whoever?
Probably through your brother, Mike.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they can contact me or Rhonda, and we can
Me
put
or
them in.
whatever.
There's a lot of things that concessions just do themselves. There's a lot of other projects through the rodeo grounds that
Okay.
they can do.
And if somebody, so as far as finding contact information and stuff, is any of that listed on Lehi City or Lehi Roundup Rodeo page, or where do they, I'm just trying to think practically, if somebody wanted to.
LehiRodeo.com.
I thought it was
Okay.
somewhere on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somewhere maybe on there that
Yes,
could maybe get
yes.
them to where, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking out loud here.
That's a good question, though.
Because we're a small town, but we're not that small that
Right.
everybody has your cell phone.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Thank goodness.
yeah, it's probably a good thing for you. But,
Unless they need financial help, then they can call me all day
Call me all day
long.
long. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I like it. Good. Okay. You had some. Was any of this that you wanted to share part of on the rodeo part? I don't want to.
Well, I just had price lists from last year, and they're price lists from 2008.
Okay.
I wish I had a bigger one of this last year. We found out how to get drinks cheaper, but
Yep.
see, hamburgers is $5 here, and it's
And then 2008 was $3.
yeah,
Yeah.
and hot dogs are $3,
And 2008 was $2. Yeah.
and nachos were $3.
Yeah. $2.
Yeah. So we tried not
Yeah.
to.
Still very cheap.
It
You're,
is.
you're almost
Yeah.
Costco prices there.
It is.
Yeah, we've had our suppliers tell us that we should double our price.
Yeah.
And I said, that's not, we've got all volunteer people. Why, this is just a side thing to the rodeo.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to make sure that you get a hamburger and enjoy the rodeo.
And that's what I was going to say. It's a family
Yeah.
type activity, and they
Yeah.
bring all their kids and everything. And sometimes you can't afford to go get $200 worth of food or $300 worth of food.
Sure.
So we try to keep those low so
Yeah.
that the family can afford that.
Because you're trying to make this available to everyone.
Right.
And obviously, the lower
Yep.
the income, hey, still come in. Like
Yep.
price isn't an issue at these
Yeah.
things. Sure. Yeah.
One of the things that's helped us a lot, about maybe 8-10 years ago, we did a PowerPoint to train the wards.
Yeah.
And this is a summary of it. There's been some updating, but
Sure.
I'll let you thumb through it. There's the process of making a hamburger.
Oh, sure. Just as far as, yep.
Yeah.
This looks familiar to me.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a cool thing that people didn't understand how we made the hamburger.
Yeah.
And a hamburger to me is not good unless there's a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the package.
Yeah.
A few people will say not, but the vast majority like it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember when we were doing it, there was more sauce. Put more sauce
Yep.
on it.
Yeah.
Don't be skimpy on that sauce and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
But we have a whole PowerPoint, and when we do ward trainings, we go into the wards and train either their whole ward or
Yep.
train the person in charge, and then they do the training for the ward.
Yeah.
And I leave that to my committee. I'm starting, Rhonda and I are starting to be over making sure they have the stuff and everything. And Lon and Carolyn Hutchinson and Josh and Whitney Pullum are over the 2 concession stands.
Yeah.
And then they train the people in there and how they want to do it. And each of them set up a little bit different because of the size and, how they want to do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't think it was okay because I want everything the same. But
Sure.
I found that you got to let personalities come in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to delegate sometimes, right? Because
Yeah.
you're like, hey, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I can do this. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
In my own job, I do the same. But yes, no, delegation that's how you let these other people learn how to do it too,
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
And there's not one right way to do it, even if your way is probably better.
Just as long as they make the hamburgers
That's
right.
exactly it. That's exactly
Yes.
it. Okay, there is one right way
Yes,
to do the
there
hamburger.
is one.
Yes, okay, exactly. I gotcha. And we're on the same page now. Okay. Yes, we're on the same page. I love that. How many wards? So we're now 4 days of rodeo. Right? So how many wards participate in that? Do we know?
8.
8. Okay. So 2 per day.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I'm trying to remember. It's staggered a little
Okay.
bit.
It is.
Each ward only serves 2 nights
Okay.
on each side.
Okay.
There's 4. Was it only 8? Gosh, maybe I'm wrong.
I was thinking it was only 4.
There's more.
Are there 8?
I think there's 8
Because I thought
wards.
they went now, Wednesday and Friday, and then Thursday and Saturday.
Oh, there's 8 because
Okay.
there's 4 for each side, and
Okay.
then they stagger which
Oh,
days
yeah,
they come.
that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you caught me there.
I asked the tough questions.
Yeah, yeah.
So I asked the tough questions.
My committee actually decided to do it that way.
Okay.
And so I said, hey, fine. I was thinking we'd have 4 wards and they do all 4 nights,
Yeah.
but that's a
Yeah.
lot of volunteer.
And frankly, the benefit of having more wards, I guess, is more people to serve.
Yeah.
Lots of hands make light work, right, as
Yeah.
they say. So
Yeah.
I think, and my guess is, because I don't think our stake has been asked to do it in a while. That's why I think it was a couple years ago for me. So, but my guess is people, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably good to have lots of wards. And so
Yeah.
I don't know if
I think
that's
so,
something
too.
if you want to add wards or I don't know. But I'm sure
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
So, okay. Rhonda, talk to me about, so you were involved with the Lehi Recreation Center. Tell me what you were doing there for all those years.
Lehi, oh gosh. Okay, how do I start this? We didn't have a volleyball program a long time ago, and my love is volleyball. Love volleyball.
Yeah.
And my daughter, I think, was 8 or 9, and I kept thinking to myself, oh, there's got to be, there needs to be a volleyball program here so that
Yeah.
the girls can learn skills with the volleyball.
Yeah.
My future daughter-in-law at that time, which is my daughter-in-law now, was playing volleyball, and she was talking to the coach and saying, I keep saying my future mother-in-law has been talking about wanting to get a volleyball program set up. So she and I met together. She was the coach. It was Kaylani Curtis.
Okay.
She was the coach of the Lehi volleyball team.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, who do we need to talk to? It was Mike Hansen at the time that was over the recreation.
Yeah.
Right? And so we decided we would get together and go down and talk to him and see if there was something we could do, if we could start it.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, I think that would be a good idea, but there's got to be someone that sticks with the program
Yeah.
so that we're not always trying to get,
Continuity or
yes,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Sure.
continuity,
Yeah.
that's a good word.
Yeah.
And so he said, yeah, we can do it. The Legacy Center wasn't here at the time.
Okay.
Like I said, this was about in 1997
Okay.
or 98, one of the two. And so she and I got together and we started calling all these people that we know. She had contacts because she knew parents that the kids were playing volleyball and
Yeah.
they had the younger kids. And so we actually, because they can't play the rec ball if they're on the high school team. So we
Okay.
had to,
It's either or.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So we had to find people that weren't playing volleyball at that time. We started and we started at the high school. We did games and stuff at the high school because this wasn't here yet.
Sure.
The Lehi Center wasn't here. And when we began, we had 3 teams, enough girls for 3 teams. We didn't put them into teams really, but when they came, we would just play and practice and just have fun, rotate out what needed to be done. But it was really quite fun. Wow. So we were at the high school, and I looked into it. What I found out is the Legacy Center opened in 2001. And I knew this, that we were at the high school for 3 years, maybe 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah. The program grew a little bit. We got more people coming every single year. And so then Kaylani couldn't do it anymore, so she had her sister help me. Her name was Lori Jones. So she helped me, and what she and I did, we took flyers to all the elementary schools and just got the word out.
Yeah,
you know, it was a lot, but it was fun.
Sure.
It was fun. It was worth doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did all that, and then the Legacy Center opened, and then we started the league in there. We changed it a little bit. Right now we've got a 3rd, 4th grade league, a 5th, 6th grade league, 7th, 8th grade league, and a 9th through 12th grade league. And it has just worked out wonderfully. Last year we had 48 teams, and it goes anywhere from 48 to maybe 54, depending on the year or whatever. But
a lot more than the 3 that you started with.
A lot more than the 3.
They have a waiting list now.
We do. We've got a waiting list, but we're confined with... And we can have, when we can have the gyms and stuff. We do have a waiting list. We try to get as many on as we can. Yeah. But I have just loved it. And the ones that have helped me out, April Lund was a big one that helped me for many years. Yeah. And then Laurie Slater. And now our daughter, Ashley, is helping with it. And it has worked out really quite well. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
What any cool stories from that time? And why do you think it is important to even have this league?
I think it's a lot like the rodeo, just community and being able to help out with the community. I will tell you this, the reason that Kaylani, which was the coach of Lehi, wanted a program here is because she was actually, when they would come in, whether they were in 9th grade or 10th grade, when they would come in, she was teaching them the basics. They had no idea how to play volleyball. And even the 3 or 4 years when she was helping, and then afterwards when her sister was helping, she said it made the biggest difference in them learning the skills and everything. That's awesome. And it's been wonderful. Yeah. It's been great. And the neat thing about it, and I'm going back to like camaraderie type thing, I've had coaches that have coached clear up until their daughter gets through the whole thing because they love the game and they love working with the girls and everything. Yeah. And so they've stuck with me for a long time. And one neat thing, and not even just one, but there's one particular family that you just get so close to them, the girls and the parents and everyone. Yeah. A couple years ago, one of the families came up and invited us to Thanksgiving.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It was pretty neat. It was pretty neat. But that's what I love. Yeah. Is just because it is like a great big family to me. The coaches, the girls, the parents, they're all pretty neat. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, too, I haven't had many situations where I've had to call the Legacy Center, the managers or whatever, to say, okay, we need to kick this person out. Sure. It's been great. I think if you ask my kids, it's just the look, because I'll just look up at them, but it's my mother's look.
Yes. Carried it down. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
But I've loved them. I've loved everyone. Ashley, right now, my daughter is over the reffing and stuff, so she gets the girls to ref. But it's just like a great big family.
Yeah. But I think you're obviously both of those things. It's just being part of a community, right? And expanding your influence. Maybe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a lot of times you have the ward, right? And so a lot of times you focus on that ward, and then maybe to multiple wards if you have a state calling or something like that. The benefit of a community is, hey, your impact is even bigger. There's a lot of people you can affect.
And through the 28, 29 years that I've done it, just the friendships that I've been able to make with the girls on up. They'll come. They know when the games are and everything because we haven't changed schedule or anything. And they'll come and say hi. They're not playing or anything, but they'll come and say hi. And it's just been neat. Yeah. It's just been wonderful. I love it.
Good. I love that.
Big family.
Yes. And you were also over, so Miss Lehi too, and talk to me about, because you were some other things there too that you were doing, maybe?
I was on the Miss Lehi committee for a long time. Okay. I was only over it for 2 years. Okay. But that was great too, getting to be with the committee and the girls and all of that. But so committee member for quite a while, and then over it for 2 years. Okay. And then I actually went to work on the Miss Utah committee. So
okay. Awesome.
We did the finances. I did the finances for that.
Them. Okay. And still, that's recent?
No.
Okay.
That was a while ago.
Okay.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
10, maybe
so a little
more than that. But
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And you were over the parade committee too, weren't you?
No, just on the parade committee.
Oh, okay.
But for
I
a few
couldn't
years.
remember.
for quite a
So
few
on the
years.
parade committee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And talk to me about that, I guess, for a second. Is that obviously different than concessions and fill in the service and
Yes.
stuff like that? But what goes into, is there more that goes into the parade than maybe we think about, I guess, as far as prep work? Or
Basically, yeah, it's getting like the people to participate in the parade. There's the bands and the bigger floats, the miniature floats or the awards.
Yeah.
So we just have to find out who are doing the award miniature floats.
Yeah.
And then you have to get the bands, the big floats, the things that are going to be in it, like the cheerleaders and
Sure.
all that kind of thing.
Sure. Okay.
But it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah. Okay. And what advice do you guys have for people that didn't grow up with all of this? You both have,
Right.
especially you, but have family that's been a part of this for a long time. So it's almost, of course, I'm going to do this.
It is. Oh, it is.
Because I'd be shunned by my family.
Given.
It's a given, right? And you're sure your family's nice. They wouldn't do that. But,
No.
but it's all part of that. So what advice so somebody that has moved in from maybe out of state, never been a part of the community, they want to be a part, like what
Yes.
advice would you give to that person that doesn't quite have that same heritage that either of you guys have?
I've actually had people, and I think Dave has also, that have moved in, gotten to know him, whether through volleyball, whatever,
Yeah.
and said, I'd really like to get involved in the community. So we've been able to tell them some of the things that are going on in the city and,
Yeah.
and be able to lead and guide them. Is
Sure.
that the right way to say
Sure.
it?
Yeah.
To be able to help with some of the things in the community.
Yeah.
Looking at the city calendar is a good thing. If you start attending a lot of the heritage days, and
Yeah.
you'll find out more and more about the community. And like I say, we're always looking for volunteers, but
Yeah.
it's hard when you come into a community and you don't know the traditions and stuff like that.
It is.
We can sit down with them for a while.
You'll teach them a thing or two. You got a PowerPoint right here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's another PowerPoint on a service that you got or something like that. Some other things that you can show them.
And I think they too could go to the Legacy Center and find out what's going on in the community.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
find out the things that are available for them to help with or get on with. Or,
Sure.
Can I say one thing too that I forgot to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Recreation Department, Brittany, I don't know if you know her.
I don't know.
Brittany Crumback. Her group over there is wonderful to help with the volleyball and things.
Oh, good.
So couldn't do it without them or with the volunteers, the other, like the coaches and that type thing. So it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. Great. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So switching gears a little bit, obviously you're citizens of Lehi. You live here in Lehi and stuff like that. Talk to me just about what do you like about Lehi? What makes this home for you? And then hey, if you were mayor for the day or had what would you like to see change or if you had some control over it and stuff like that as far as thinking about things to make Lehi better?
Might make Lehi better.
Two questions there as far as, now and future.
What I like about Lehi now is they still care about the individual, and I think it's a two-way road. I think everybody should volunteer somewhere. I think once they figure out where to volunteer, whether it's in a school or their church group or other places like the rodeo committee,
Yeah.
there's always something they gain from it, and there's camaraderie. So I think that's something I would continue.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I think because, and you can edit this out if you want, but I think sometimes I think to myself, I miss little old Lehi,
Yeah.
knowing everyone. And
Of course.
But if you get involved with the community and do the things that, like the volleyball and like the rodeo, the people that you meet, you can't replace that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I think to your point, the benefit of a small town is everybody knows everybody,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But I would give Lehi a little bit of credit in the sense that as far as big cities go, it feels rather
does.
small
It does.
for its size. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
for as big as it
Yeah.
is, it
Yeah.
actually doesn't feel big.
It still has that hometown feeling.
It does.
It really does.
That's what I'm getting at.
It
Yeah.
does.
And so I think a shout out to all the people that serve and do the different things that they do in the community because I think it makes the community seem smaller.
Yep, I agree.
Because again, the more people you know, now all of a sudden,
Yes.
oh hey, I go shop at there, and I know that
Yep.
guy or I know that, and so it does make for a smaller community, which is nice.
It does.
So,
It is nice.
but okay, and so as far as future, so you now I just made you mayor. I have that power here. What things would you change? Anything you would change? Anything if you had a
Mayor, you go ahead.
yeah.
I tell you, I'm a big proponent of doing things together.
Okay.
Maybe have more concerts.
Okay.
find more uses for the rodeo grounds besides just rodeo.
Yep.
They were going to have that concert there last year, but it got moved up to the Family Park, which is a great place, and
Yep.
they're doing a lot of work up there.
Yeah.
At some point, I like where the rodeo grounds are, but I think that if there was a better place that had parking closer, it would be a good thing to look at.
Sure.
But I just think the more things, the Sunday things in the park, some people don't like concerts in the park. There's some people that say you shouldn't do that on Sunday, but I'm going like, that's a community gatherer.
Yeah.
It is.
Maybe more things that draw more people together, and maybe not have them all in this central area. Maybe some of them are up in Traverse, where it seems like they're cut off a little bit because of logistics.
Yeah.
Good people up there.
I think that's actually part of the reason they did the family park. We had another gal on that was in charge of that, and that was they said that they got a whole different group than they normally get here at Gwines Park,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so some people were upset, obviously. Hey, we've been doing this for years, and I get it, but they did get a different demographic or different group of people because, hey, well, now it's closer for me. I'm going to go to this one, whereas I don't live downtown. Anyhow.
We live a few blocks from the family park, and what a great thing that has been so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Dave, we're going to pass the mayorship to Rhonda. Rhonda, what would you do?
In the
glad.
future, right?
You should feel that weight off your shoulders. It just feels so much better.
One of my big things too is basically the same thing that we were just talking about, is to put venues different places so that it hits every corner of Lehi.
Yeah.
That it's not just in one particular place. And it's like both of you said,
Yeah.
that's hard for some people because they're used to it being in one place.
For sure.
But I like the idea of including other people also
Yeah.
in the venues.
Good.
And then the only thing that I would say is traffic.
Sure.
So what else can I say?
And that is a hot button of us all, right?
Yes, it is.
We would all like less traffic or
But
bigger
it also
roads.
shows that Lehi's thriving.
Correct.
So
Correct.
we'll go
Yep.
with that.
Yes. No. Agreed. Perfect. Have I missed anything that we were going to talk about?
I think so.
I'll tell you one thing while you're looking.
Yeah.
I miss scouting. I was a district scouting commissioner for a while.
Yeah.
And I miss the service that scouts provided.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of scouting projects at the rodeo grounds and other places, and I don't see that as much anymore. I worry a little bit about young men and young women both going out and doing activities outside, like outdoor. Scouts used to go to scout camp.
Yep.
And I don't see that as much. They go on overnighters and stuff like that. And I think there's certain skills that they need to learn from that later in life.
Yeah.
And so I've always been a big scout. I think I was over a wood badge.
Yeah.
And wood badge helped teach adults how to train, the love to train their kids, not necessarily all the skills.
Yeah.
But I think that when we train a leader, we train 100 young men.
Sure.
So I think that's one thing I see kind of lost. I think it'll get figured out sooner or later,
But you're drawing attention to something that you're right. I mean, that when obviously there is a need there. Scouts did fill a role, and obviously when the church, I think they say Scouts left the church didn't leave the Scouts. That's what they say sometimes. But like but there's obviously a need there still for service projects and stuff like that. And I think, and I guess maybe that's an area maybe the city could try to improve on too. Would be maybe given that knowledge to different people, because I know if I'm serving in a young men's group or something like that, I may not always know, hey, I want my young men to do a service project, but I don't know what to do. We'll go mow somebody's lawn.
Yeah.
And it's, that person didn't really need the lawn mowed, but I bet there might be some community things, but I just don't know about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I know it doesn't quite do the service project for the Eagle Project, but some kind of service.
Our stake used to go once a year and clean up the decorations after Memorial Day in the parks.
The young men and young women.
But they don't do that anymore. They have
City
employees.
workers.
I miss that. I understand why they've changed, but it's stuff like that. When you get a whole group with one purpose, there's always power in that.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree. Good. Hopefully some city leaders are listening. And okay, let's do this.
Are there other microphones here besides ours? They are listening.
They're always listening. Hey, thank you guys for coming on, for talking with me for a little bit. I can tell you're very much part of the community, very much love the community. Obviously, you've raised your family here. Do all your kids live around here? Do they? Okay.
One lives in American Fork.
American Fork. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other three are here in Lehi.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome.
But he lives on the west side of American Fork, so not too far off.
Not too far. Okay, we'll
yeah,
still
we can reel him in when we need to.
Yes.
Even the fact that they live in Lehi, because Lehi's getting more expensive, and so I know a lot of times kids are going to Saratoga Springs, Eagle Mountain, because it's just price. Go where you can have a house, and so
they're still around here.
But that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice. So I'm sure it makes family gatherings very nice.
Yes.
Good. I guess here maybe a parting question for you. Speaking to your children and grandchildren, any kind of thing that you'd want them to remember that's important to you that you would say to them, I guess, as we conclude here?
I would say stay with family traditions and try to promote community traditions. And even though we're getting bigger, those traditions are important to all of us.
I agree with that. Stay with family traditions, but also start your own family traditions too.
Yeah.
Our kids, speaking of our traditions, all of them love the rodeo. And they go basically, most of them go 3 or 4 nights. So that's important to me, I think, because I've grown up with it for all my life. But I won't say how many years, but all my life.
We won't make you say.
Okay.
It was important enough to Rhonda's mom and dad to provide funds to buy the tickets to the rodeo.
Important,
Yeah.
And also provide us hamburgers once or twice during the rodeo. Not that I needed any more hamburgers.
But they taste good. That's okay.
We've tried to duplicate that. I know the process, and we've tried to do it in the backyard. Our committee members have tried it, and they said, we just can't duplicate what we get at the rodeo grounds.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's something, it's like when you go camping, everything tastes better.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
There's something that's part of that.
It's the feeling.
It's the feeling.
What is
it's exactly. That's exactly it. Do you think they'll ever extend it to 5 days?
We barely went to 4 2 years ago. Now, what year
so
was
that
that?
brings up, were you going to talk about the...
They were renovating Rhonda's parents' house, and
Dad was fixing it up.
and they got down into some, like the insulation part, and they found an old poster.
It was in the kitchen.
It was in the kitchen of the rodeo, and it used to be 4 days.
Oh, so then it went down to 3 and now back up to 4.
Yes,
Yeah,
and this was like the inception of the rodeo, actually, because I think the poster was like maybe 5 years after, and I don't remember dates or anything, but I think it was like 5 years after the rodeo had started.
Okay.
So it was an old poster.
Yeah, sure. That's
very
old.
old.
Poster.
So it started with 4 nights.
Okay.
Rhonda's brother Mike has it framed at his
No, I
house.
had it framed.
Oh, you had it framed, but it's framed at his house.
Yeah, it's in his house, though.
Yeah.
You did the work, he got the proof. I get it.
But I don't know when it went back to 3.
I don't either.
I know 4 is, when you're looking at volunteerism and that, you get much past 4 and you just about, you're burnt. It's hard.
Sure.
Volunteerism is there, but it's logistically, it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah. No, which makes sense. And I just know, I think tickets sell out pretty quickly. It seems that even that 4th night seems to sell out, which, hey, it's in high demand. So
It
that's
is.
good.
It's a good thing. Like
a
I
good
said,
thing.
there's Christmas and then the rodeo.
Yeah. And and I have heard some people still enjoyed the drone show though from outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Stadium of Fire down in Provo.
Yeah, you can go.
You can still, you don't have to go to actually the Stadium of
Yeah.
Fire. You can just look
Yep,
outside and
just
watch
look
stuff.
out.
So, so I guess maybe that's a little residual benefit
Yeah.
for the
Did you
the
see that
community.
last year?
I did actually. Yeah.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
that was something.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
And they're
it
planning
was.
on doing it more. So.
I did enjoy it. It made for that space between the rodeo and the motocross.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you're like, should I stay? Should I go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's, I got something to do this whole time.
You
So,
hit it right on the head because most people left.
Yeah.
Because they've seen it before,
Yeah.
which is fun to watch. I
Of
love
course.
to watch it. But they're going, okay. But you hit it right on the head when it fills that part between them setting up the...
it's a perfect way to fill
it is.
that time.
It is.
And so it's...
I like the hamburger in the sky. That was my
Yes.
favorite.
I know, it's so
you did.
fun.
Yeah.
That was-
Did concessions increase during that moment? Like just everybody all of a sudden felt an urge to go back and get some more.
That was fun.
Hey, thank you again for
Well,
coming.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was
Thanks
fun.
for taking time to do
Hey,
this.
love it. No, it's been good to get to know you guys and
That's
be
been
a part
fun.
of this and stuff. But thank you. Thank you for joining us on Roots and Branches of Lehi. I hope today's story helped you feel a little more connected to the people who make up our community. Remember, every person here has a unique story, and together, we're what makes Lehi feel like home. If you know someone who would be a great fit for this podcast, please fill out the form in the show notes so we can reach out and schedule an interview. We'd love to hear from you. A big thank you to our sponsors, the Work Harding Home Mortgage Team and Play Harding Nightly Vacation Rentals, for supporting this show and helping us bring our community closer together. Until next time, keep growing those roots and reaching out to your branches. Take care.